Hello, everybody, and welcome to The Rabbit, where we try to pull a rabbit out of the hat and talk to you about things in current day culture and other such things that, matter to everyone. With this being our inaugural show, my name's Deion. I'm your host. My guest over here is a CPA accountant for the city of Omaha, Brenda Henderson, and Deontae Williams, the black belt badass veteran. All right, and today we're going to pull three rabbits out of the hat. So let's go ahead and get this party started. I don't want to know what we're going to do. So topic number one is going to be, oh God, DEI. All right, let's go ahead and go on this.
We got to know who put that in because they got started all last.
This was definitely not my handwriting.
Yeah, welcome.
It's Deontae.
So I decided to just put like broad topics.
Well, tell me what you think about DEI, brother.
So honestly, I understand like DEI is literally, I mean, it includes, inclusivity. I don't know if that's the right word for that, but women, blacks, minorities, veterans, disabled, people who are at a disadvantage, really. And some of those people shouldn't be in that category, but I mean, that's the society that we're at.
So if you don't mind me asking, who do you think shouldn't be included in that category?
All right. So first of all, let me clarify when I say shouldn't.
Okay.
Shouldn't as in our society shouldn't have them as a disadvantage to where they need to be in an inclusive a program in order to be treated fairly.
Okay. So,
and I mean, all right, so veterans shouldn't be, shouldn't have to be included in that. They should already be treated fairly and stuff like that. We put our life on pause, as a veteran, put our life on pause, for however many years. And even if we go in selfishly, right? Once you're in, you're in. There's
right.
Yeah, you ain't got no choice. What you're doing at that point. Women, right? That's a fight that's been going on forever. And the fact that society feels like, oh, hey, we have to put women in there, that just means that, hey, we're behind the curveball on that. As far as minority, again, one of those, all right, we're behind the curves on that. Everybody should already feel like they're being treated equally, should already see that we're being treated equally. So we should need a program to be treated equally.
So here's my question. One, the DEI, the backlash now, right? So anytime you kind of go and you push the needle in a societal cultural change, there's going to be a backlash. And right now you're seeing the anti-DEI, and it was only once the anti-DEI pieces came in that all of a sudden it's like, whoa. You realize that, anybody, any civil rights ever really falls under DEI, and they're trying to pull in more things under to represent DEI that everybody could get behind.
When you say they, who are you speaking of exactly?
Good question. Anybody who proponents of DEI. So I've seen a lot of postings saying, if you are against DEI, that means you're against, access to buildings, for anybody with disabilities, all of those things. And I never thought of that as DEI. So, I guess to me, what is DEI?
Yeah, I mean,
at the basic.
I think that
is honestly a valid question to me. Because so before all of this came up, right? Be honest, how many times have you heard before all of this came up somebody mentioned DEI?
Honestly, as a 47-year-old black man, I didn't even know what the fuck DEI was until last year, because I didn't know that it even existed. I just go about my life working and going through my own personal stuff on my own. I never even thought about DEI as being a proponent until, a lot of the, programs in the government started kind of cutting back on that. And I was like, whoa, well, that's kind of messed up. But, also a lot of those programs, I, just did a little bit, not a lot of research, but I was like, man, a lot of these programs benefit women and people of color and, handicapped people. I didn't even think about the fact that veterans were considered to be a part of the DEI program, but I can understand why. And let me just say this. There are certain things when you have to shoot a gun at another person, another human being, that happen to you mentally, and then when you have to come back from that, like when you had your accident, overseas, fighting for our freedom, you come back, and I mean, I've been shot before and shot at, and it does something to you mentally. And I think that the reason veterans are included is because you don't know you might go over there, an 18-year-old right out of high school, high hopes, you want to be a badass, et cetera, et cetera. You go back, you fight for your country, and you come back, not the same person. So I do think that those programs benefiting veterans I think that's important. I think that's important for so many different reasons. One, the mental health aspect. You don't know you don't know if you're going to come back a happy person, an angry person. You just don't know. Like, I'm glad you came back the way you are, especially since you have a black belt. I do not want my ass kicked for saying the wrong thing to you. Or, like let's say you come back and, you're sleeping with your wife, all is peaceful, and all of a sudden you wake up cold sweats and combat ready. Like, those things matter.
Which I will say to that point, like, so my daughter, right,
Mhm.
my youngest, her mom, like, she was the one that really pointed out the things that I was doing. Like, I would literally, I didn't. So when I first came back, like, I thought I was still me. Like, I'm
Mhm.
not even gonna lie. I've always been like that. Laughing, cool, calm, collected, gung ho, whatever person, right? The first 3 days when I got back, I did not sleep. I sat there on the playing this NCAA 07.
Dude, that game was
Or like
lit.
or playing that, or playing like Lego Star Wars or something like that, right? But
Mhm.
I mean it, for 3 days straight, I did not sleep when I got back. So when I came back to Nebraska, I sat in the apartment with my two buddies, whatever. Like, they would go to work, and I sat there on that couch and I couldn't sleep. Like, I was like full alert, and stay there for 3 days. Like,
Mm,
a buddy of
mm,
mine would bring me food and everything like that, and I was just zoned out. Like, obviously, I get up, go to the bathroom, or whatever, take a shower and stuff like that. But I would always come back to like that little spot. It's my little safety area.
hell yeah.
And
Hell
the
yeah.
thing is, I didn't think anything was wrong with me, right? Like,
Mhm.
and then like it was hard to get work. Finally got work, so I go to work and stuff like that. Didn't really realize at that time, but I realized I was checking underneath my car for like IEDs and
Oh
stuff
my
like
God.
that. Like, I would literally get down on my hands and knees checking everything. Again, thought I was fine, and until daughter's mom come back, like, we're living together and stuff, and then she let me know. She's like, "Hey, you're actually waking up in the middle of the night, like, you grab a knife or something like that, whatever." And then, like, she was like, did nothing to her or anything like that.
Yeah,
She was
yeah.
like, but you would check every crevice, make sure all the doors are locked. You would look underneath the underneath the cabinets and everything, look all through the crevice and stuff like that. She was like, you do all of that, and then you come and lay back down, and then you cuddle up.
All
And
right.
then and then she's like, but then I learned, like, hey, as long as, like, I knew you were there before I went to sleep,
Yeah.
mentally, like, they're good. But like, we couldn't let anybody in after I was asleep.
So let me ask you this.
Right.
As far as, you're a veteran, and then, as we talk about this topic of DEI, do you feel that DEI has helped you specifically?
That's a good question.
When I think about like the programs that are added into, like, what would fall under it, like, uh some people say, like, I'll give you back. Some people say, all right, the Veterans Department should be separate, right? Like,
Mhm.
that shouldn't be affected or anything about that. But then when it comes down to it, like, we're just another people with health problems, with
Yeah.
Problems.
disabilities,
Yep.
or anything. Like, we are affected by that. Um, and yeah, like, people know it, right? But if it wasn't for like those little programs, like, on the side and everything like that, we
Mhm.
would not get the help. Like, because I can go to the VA. Right,
Yeah, I
like, I
heard
can
it
go.
takes for yeah, like
Like, it may take forever, but at least I can talk to somebody there that has an understanding.
Mhm.
So I once wrote an article a long time ago, and it was published in just an online bloggy type thing. But the gist of it was that names matter.
What do you mean?
So when you call something a name, there's a power to it,
Correct.
either for or against. So when you say that there are veterans programs, I would make the argument that most people do not think about that as falling under a DEI umbrella, because DEI to them, or to many people, is a political word.
When I think of it, I think about, brown, black, Asian, just not not the majority, but the minority.
Correct.
But I do think we have to move on to the next
Yeah.
topic. And so let's pull this rabbit out of the hat. All right.
Put the other one back in.
Let's see. What do we have here? Burn it down. All right.
That's you. That's you.
Of course it's me. Brenda, what are you burning down this week?
What am I burning down this week?
Yes.
I'm making a kick-ass spreadsheet right now. It's just making me so happy, and I know no one else cares about that, but
burning it down is the opposite of that. All right, let me just start by saying,
okay, you need to give some context, because I'm just
this
thinking
week-
about, like, what am I crushing? Like, that's what I was thinking.
I'm burning down American TikTok. Not,
what are we destroying?
I
Okay.
was thinking about this. I was thinking about if you look at TikTok and, like, let's say China, it's full of people winning and doing amazing things, and then our TikTok is like, how fucking stupid can we be today?
That's
What-
fair.
What is the newest
Lowest level of entertainment?
trend? Yeah. So, like, it got me to thinking, and it's like, I know that there's a lot of cool things that came from TikTok, like the Island Boys, but I was being facetious, but like TikTok.
Like, huh?
I mean, have you guys ever heard of the Island Boys?
Yes, unfortunately.
Oh my God.
Never watched them, but
Fucking dumpster fire.
Yeah.
But like, when I think about things like that, I think TikTok has been good for this younger generation, but it's just time to let's just burn it down and create a new one and start all over with something that's meaningful. D, what are you burning down this week?
let's see. Legal implications of what I'm about to say.
Judgment.
No, so honestly, like, this it's about to be a little deep here. All right.
Oh God.
I'm burning down having negative thoughts towards myself.
Bro, that is such a good idea.
Because, like, when I just started at school and stuff like that, like, I'm 35 veteran, like, I tried to do school when I first got out. No, it wasn't working. PTSD, all that stuff. This time I was like, man, I'm too old for this. Like, man, I can't catch up. My thoughts don't work like they used to and stuff like that. So I was struggling at first. And then I did this one major project, and then I was like, boom, I killed it. But I was able to do it on my own. And then I was like, I've been sitting here, like, doing poorly because I've been putting myself down and everything. And I was like, you know what? We burning all of these bad thoughts. Like, hey, no more of these thoughts. Any negative thoughts pop up, burning it down. I was like, I know what I need to do, so let's just do it.
I love it. If I can add to that, Brenda and I were talking the other day, and she goes, the one thing that people with who have less, from a financial standpoint do is they say, oh, I can't afford this.
Mm.
And she goes, if you ever want to have an entrepreneurial mindset, you say, how can I afford this? Instead of, I can't afford this. And so, that got me to thinking, okay, from now on, I'm not going to sit there and say, I can't afford. If I really, really want something, I'm just going to figure out how I'm going to make it happen instead of, saying, oh man, I'm just not good enough for this. Thank you. That's a good one.
I've actually, the phrase that I've heard said, and I always try to replay in my mind, is if anybody else could hear the thoughts that you speak to yourself inside your head, they'd call it abuse.
Or one of my favorite lines from an NF song is, if you make a list of people who you trust, but you put your name down.
Yeah, my name would probably it'd probably be the only name on the list.
You have trust issues.
I have trust
It's not yourself. You got self-confidence.
Man, I grew up with 3 sisters and 1 brother, and my brother used to steal my clothes. My sisters would take my candy. Like, like, I was born with trust issues, man. So, like, I'm trying though. I'm getting better every day. Like, I literally go out of my way to give grace now versus when I was in my 20s. I was a major a-hole back then, and it didn't matter who you were. Like I just didn't trust you.
When I first met you, you still had some of those tendencies.
Oh yeah.
And it was like 10 years ago, let's say.
Yeah, well,
Makes sense.
also being a girl dad does soften you up a little bit. All right, so we're gonna move on to our last topic of the day. Brenda, you want to pick this one?
Don't pick my second.
Right? I know. I'm like, ooh.
Oh God.
Oh. Okay, we're gonna go a little philosophical on y'all.
Oh
All right,
damn.
you wrote this one, didn't you?
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
All right. All right.
Yeah.
What is it? What is it?
So, has anyone ever heard of anything about energy levels?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your mom tells me about energy levels all the time.
You might want to clarify that.
No. Like, so her mom can. I think she just sees auras. Like and her and I are a lot alike. It's crazy.
Mhm.
Like she's
Those
like,
little Sagittarius is over here.
oh man, she is the older white lady version of myself, and it is wonderful.
good.
She's refreshing because every time I think something, she says it out loud. Like
Well-
she'll be like, Brenda, the kids are going to be in danger if you let them do this. And I'm like, I told her that last week, but she didn't listen to me. But maybe she'll listen to you.
Well,
Please help me.
Yeah,
my mom
you're just like
worked-
F them kids.
she worked in the sheriff's department for 4 years in her early 20s, and that shaped her in a way. She saw all the negative things that can happen, and on the other side of the dispatch, and so she also has trust issues, and so you guys get along. So
What I'd like to know is so you brought up the energy thing, right?
Yeah.
Like, what is your thought process of why did you put that down? Like,
Yeah,
do you
what was
wanna
that?
discuss that?
What's it all about?
So I recently, I've been seeing this, and again, I'm kind of plugged into a lot of kind of alternative
Healing? Or...
healing and all that. So every item, everything, including you, has there's an energy level to it, and you can feel that. You go into a church, there's a different feel to the energy level. So there's different places, different cities have natural energy levels.
You go into a bar and
There's an energy level, yes.
Mhm.
And so one of the things that has come out recently is the energy level of fabrics. So there's a kind of a side trend of people trying to move away from synthetic fabrics and then have natural, because synthetic fabrics have very low energy.
Yeah, but I mean, what's Temu gonna do if we get rid of synthetic things?
Well, that's what the tariffs are going to do.
Yeah,
There's already good.
I'm trying to put Temu
Drop
out
it.
of business.
That's what they're done.
Temu, your energy's off.
Turn these tariffs off. Turn these tariffs off.
Why does my IKEA furniture cost so much? It's messed up.
No, so all right, I get the sense that natural stuff will have better energy. So I'm doing a Native American studies, right? And I oh man, the thought process that people have on Native Americans is insane. Second of all, the fact that people we talk about Native Americans like they're in the past, it's crazy to me. Like they're everywhere.
They're still alive.
Yeah. Like they're literally in the backyard. Yeah, it's crazy. But no, so my teacher, she's Lakota. So I knew some of this stuff and everything like that, but to really get in depth with it and stuff like that, we talk about energies, right? People, you got the whitewash or the other cultures being like, oh yeah, we discovered energy and this and that, and I'm like, all right, you've had natives talking about energy for forever. That's their whole thing. There's energy in everything.
Okay.
So my point and being like that, they discovered that, they pointed that out. And then we just delete that whole history, and then now all of a sudden we're like, "Oh, now we're finding new things." No, we're not.
No. I don't believe that this is anything.
It's like the discovery of electricity.
But my point is that it is known to a whole a culture
There's
of people
cultures that are built around
built around natural energy. We're over here building synthetics and stuff. Of course, we're taking from the natural world of the world.
Yeah.
The world has its own way of doing things and stuff, and we're over here trying to tame it. So of course it's not going to feel right.
So, and I know this is going to be kind of off the wall,
Getting
but
canceled.
when I think about energy, I'm like, so are black people going to ever quit wearing cotton? Because I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, if there was ever anything, are we going to stop that, or are we going to find something else?
So cotton is supposed to be the perfect energy. It's supposed to be the exact energy level that your body also has. So
Yeah,
it's supposed to be.
Tell my ancestors that.
They were energized.
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, all right. So we're going to do this part of the show. It's the end of the show. I want to thank everybody for watching. Like and subscribe. We're going to try to get into some, as you can tell, some really deep stuff, sometimes some funny stuff, sometimes some racially inappropriate stuff. But I want to wrap the show with what I like to call the wrap. So I need you to pick 3 things that you would like to wrap into your burrito this week. Brenda.
That I'm not very fast on the draw.
Okay,
I'm really
cool.
not fast.
This week, I'm wrapping counterculture. I think it's bum. It's like the worst thing in the world. I'm also wrapping Trump's tariffs. Good Lord, man. Please. I need to be able to afford my Temu stuff, all right? And I'm also you're right. I don't. But then every now and then I find something on there like, the garden
You
stuff.
downloaded Temu?
Yeah. It's an app.
You made fun of me when I did.
Okay. That was a long time ago. Why are you bringing up old shit?
Because it's funny.
And I am wrapping a lot of Netflix new movies. Like, they're just trash, man. I have just not been able to get behind them. D, what are you wrapping this week?
All right. I wasn't sure if it was gonna be like good rapping or bad rapping.
Right, I know. A little bit of both. It's just
You
whatever.
wrap whatever you want in your burrito, man.
All right, then I need some cheese. All right, so honestly, I'm gonna wrap this whole school thing. Like my goal, my life goal is to build new technologies for hospitals, right? Sell it for cheap, help out the research scientists and everything like that. So, I'm gonna wrap up all my negative thoughts and stuff like that. Like, I can't accomplish it. It's gonna be like you saying, how can I accomplish it? And then not just how, but I'm gonna do it. So I'm gonna wrap all the negative thoughts up in there, right? Just eat it, throw it out, right? All right. So I'm gonna do that. My second thing I'm gonna do is I love my babies. I love my girls and everything like that. And I don't care what anybody else say, whatever. You just need some me time. All right.
Yep.
And so and except for like I always take my me time as like work time.
Oh,
which is not
that's not
good.
Me time.
That's not real me time. So what I'm gonna do is wrap all this. Oh, I need to be productive during me time, and I'm gonna throw it in that burrito too.
Right on.
And just have
I struggle with that.
Me time.
Amen.
All right. And then the third thing I'm gonna put in there is, I know I give off this persona that, hey, I'm not stressed about anything, whatever. It's just because I'm learning to like let stuff go, and I'm gonna keep that.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep that. I'm gonna put something good in the burrito to make it taste good. All right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep that stress level down low.
Keep that stress level.
I'm gonna keep that grace in there. And
you don't need hypertension, brother.
No. Right. I already had 4 strokes. We ain't trying to have another.
No.
So that's what my burrito is. It's gonna be fat, juicy, and wet.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for tuning in to The Rabbit. I'm Deion Bass, and that is a wrap. See you later.